What's going on, guys? It is Oink here, and you are watching Gran Turismo 5 Practice Center. This is episode 2, and it's going to be all about NASCAR. So what you're watching here in this first little clip then is the last event for the NASCAR special events, and the challenge is to have overtaken everyone in the 2 laps that you get given. Now, obviously we can talk a little bit about NASCAR tactics, but that's only going to get you so far. So what you generally want to be doing is you want to be drafting past these cars using the slipstream. You want to stay as close as possible to the back of the car in front of you to gain as much momentum as possible, and then you want to overtake them at the last possible moment. This should give you enough speed to get you past a couple cars maybe, and you want to make your way to the front there where you can then try and defend your position or hang around behind your car and then use the speed at the end to get past him and win right in maybe the last few hundred meters or so. So as you can see, I've actually got into first place just coming up to the end of the last lap. I get overtaken here as once you get in the lead, the people behind you actually have your slipstream, so they'll be travelling faster. And it's possible to try and block people off, but it can be risky as at this kind of speed and with the limited amount of driving aids you have, you can easily spin out and they can fishtail you, and then that's the end of the race for you. So you want to be a bit cautious when trying to block people off, especially if you can generally know that you're going to gain the time back on them once they're in front of you, because it just ends up with being a sort of a little return. They go past you, then you go past them, and so forth. You just want to time it right so that you're in the lead as you come up to the final corner there, and I win the race. So the tactic I use then is you want to go to the driving options, and you only get 2 settings here: active steering and ABS. You want to turn the ABS off, and although it says active stability management is turned on, turning the ABS to 0 actually turns that off as well, which will give you the extra speed boost. When you're in an actual race as opposed to the special event, you'll get a choice of tyres as well. I would suggest to you to purchase yourself the racing soft tyres and have them on, and then continue to keep the ABS switched off and the active steering switched off. So with those settings you can do really well on the NASCAR circuits. However, on a normal racetrack, and I mean one where there's proper corners, braking, all that kind of stuff, those settings are not going to work for you. I'm just going to demonstrate what will happen if you use those settings on a racetrack sort of circuit. So you can see there I instantly lose traction coming around a corner. Braking, I start to skid, and turning, I just completely lose grip. And you think, it's one mistake, I'll catch it up. Just try accelerating again, you'll probably end up going into another spin. It's not going to happen. It's really hard to control with those kind of settings. So now I'm going to show you a bit about how you want to change your car to make it really act a lot more different. You want to keep the racing soft tyres. However, you get more options to change for the driving aids. You want to make sure your traction control's 5, maybe 4 depending on how confident you are, maybe 6 if you're a bit less confident. You want to have skid recovery force turned on, just double check that that's turned on. Active steering isn't important, and the ABS should be turned on to 1. Active stability management should still also be on. With these kind of settings, you'll find the race goes completely differently, and I mean completely. You might be surprised how much easier it is to win these events with just those settings changed. You'll find that the car doesn't lose grip coming around corners or accelerating through corners. You can brake with ease, and it's fast braking, you won't start to skid. Everything is a lot easier, and you end up going much faster around the corners, and it pretty much just handles like a really nice race car pretty much. You'll find it's got no problem at all in any of the corners, and I'm, as you can see, demonstrating this, going pretty fast around the corners. I can take the outside of the bend, no skidding or anything. It's absolutely fine, and that's what you want to be doing for these parts of the races on the racetracks. On the actual oval circuits, you want to go back to the minimal driving aids. So the last part of my Gran Turismo videos, I do a bit called Tuning Shop, and in this I just show you how you can tune your cars to make them a little bit more effective. And in this one I'm going to show you how you can actually change the transmission to change the speed. So I just showed you there where you can get the racing soft tyres for those of you that didn't know. But for this particular bit I'm going to be talking about the transmission. So you want to head over to transmission, and when you're in transmission it should already have got the fully customizable transmission on there. So don't buy yourself one of them. That's where you can find it in future if you do want to go and buy that for another car. So you want to head over to your garage then. When you're in your garage, find the NASCAR that you own. I don't know which. I got a Toyota of some sort, a nice orange looking one there. So just select that, and once it's loaded up, head over to the settings part of this. Once you're in here, again follow the little buttons down to transmission, and then over to the right you want to click on the customization part. This will bring you to another menu, and here you can actually change the ratios of the gears. So the lesser the number, the slower the top speed, but the faster the acceleration, the faster you work your way through the gears. The higher the number, the higher the top speed, and the slower you work your way through the gears, the slower the acceleration. So for an oval track where you don't need acceleration but you need really good top speed, you want to have a higher gear ratio. So you want to set that as far up as you can, really. For the regular racetracks, I would suggest putting that quite a lot lower down, maybe nearer 200. Again, it depends how long the final straight is and how sharp the cornering is, that kind of thing, but you generally want to set that lower and you get a faster top speed. So that's that, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to come check out my channel and subscribe for more of these Gran Turismo tutorials. Peace out, guys.